On the roundup today, plans for new high-density precincts unveiled in Melbourne. Liverpool Councillors move to have the city's CEO suspended. A mayor distances her council from expected job losses. From Gore to Walcha, a trans-Tasman leadership transition. The spectre of Operation Sandon hanging over Casey City Council. A budget blow for the City of Nedlands. And claims of clickbait and chaos at a Reform UK-led council. All of that and more just ahead on the Local Government News Roundup. Hello, I'm Chris Eddy. It's Friday the 12th of September. Welcome along to our podcast, brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government. Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen has unveiled plans for 25 new high-density precincts around train and tram hubs. The draft plans will allow buildings up to 16 stories tall in suburbs like Oakleigh, Kew and Hawthorn, predominantly in Melbourne's eastern suburbs. But the Age reported that some local councils, including Stonington and Boroondara, have expressed frustration at what they call inadequate consultation. Stonington Mayor Melina Sear said they'd been blindsided by the announcement. Planning Minister Sonia Kilkenny defended the plans, saying they're about delivering more homes for Victorians, particularly young Victorians who've been locked out of these areas. Public consultation runs until October the 19th. The Standard reports that Warrnambool City Council has approved a plan to increase childcare worker wages by 15% above award rates using a federal government grant while adjusting fee increases to meet grant conditions. The unanimous council decision aims to attract and retain staff at council-run childcare centres as new facilities open in the area, supporting the critical role the educators play in both the local economy and the development of children. Yarra Council has unanimously endorsed a motion reaffirming its commitment to inclusion and diversity while taking a clear stand against racism and extremism in the community. The council has called for collaboration across all government levels to address far-right extremism and protect the social cohesion of Yarra, where 29% of residents are born overseas and diversity is celebrated as a strength. The council has purchased a 290 square metre parcel of land on Wellington Street, Collingwood, for $1.5 million from the Salvation Army and plans to preserve it as open space. The council will engage with the community about the future use of the site, which Mayor Stephen Jolly says is an important investment for the densely populated suburb. Maroondah City Council is advocating to the state government for better maintenance of arterial roads managed by the Department of Transport and Planning. It says there have been increasing resident concerns about safety hazards and unsightly conditions. The council has formally requested Minister Melissa Horne to address issues including overgrown vegetation, potholes and uneven surfaces that pose risks to motorists and create fire hazards in the community. Greater Shepparton City Council is experiencing significant population growth, with the region attracting new residents at one of the highest rates in Australia. Mayor Councillor Shane Sarley said the latest Regional Movers Index figures highlight the appeal of regional Victoria, with Greater Shepparton recording a 229% year-on-year increase in net internal relocations. The growth surge has prompted the council to call for urgent infrastructure investment from the state government, particularly in transport, healthcare and economic development to support sustainability and livability. And Frankston City Council says the city is experiencing a business boom, with 639 new GST-registered businesses in the past year. Mayor Chris Bolam said the city is experiencing an unprecedented resurgence of investor confidence, which is translating into some rapid-fire business openings this year. The economic resurgence is supported by substantial government infrastructure investments, private property developments totalling $506 million, and an increasing number of both national chains and local entrepreneurs establishing businesses in the region. Later today, a new episode of VLGA Connect will drop on YouTube and podcast, and this week I speak with the Mayor of Casey City Council, Councillor Stephen Cooman. With charges now brought out of Operation Sandon, Councillor Cooman talks about the effect of the 7-year-long investigation on the new group of councillors that he leads.
It is there. It's a bit of a spectre kind of hanging over us. But I think it's for us as a new group, it's about separating us from those historical issues that obviously police and the courts are working through, and showing that we've turned over a new leaf. Like, these are historical matters. And for us, it's just a firm focus on, again, rebuilding trust, reconnecting, and showing through practice the right behaviours. And that comes from everything from planning decisions that we make to the way that we engage with all of parts of our community.
Councillor Cooman also told me that he's open to continuing as mayor for another term.
Yeah, look, it's certainly something I'm looking at. I think this year's been one of transition and having some continuity with what we've all learned and worked through, I think could benefit the group. But ultimately, that's a decision for the councillors, and we'll work through that as we head to November as that decision's made.
Look out for the full interview with Councillor Stephen Cooman, Mayor of Casey City Council, on VLGA Connect, coming your way on YouTube and podcast later today, along with a Metro Melbourne Circular Economy First. It's all coming up on VLGA Connect. Rounding up more news in brief, nominations have been finalised for the inaugural MavLab Innovation Awards. Finalists in 16 categories highlight the breadth of innovation happening at the local level, with winners to be announced at a special celebration on the 8th of October. Former City of Melbourne and Greater Dandenong Council Director Katrina McKenzie has been appointed as the new Commissioner of Economic Growth Victoria and Better Regulation Victoria. Brimbank Council has unveiled plans for a significant new public artwork titled The Birds Sunshine to be installed in the HV Mackay Memorial Gardens by mid-2026. The artwork will feature 6 sculptural bird baths created by the acclaimed Monash Art Projects Collective. And Wangaratta Council has issued an alert about a text message scam targeting community members with fake council fine notices. According to the Wangaratta Chronicle, the council's customer service team has been responding to inquiries about the fraudulent messages, which attempt to trick recipients into making payments for non-existent fines. This is the Local Government News Roundup end of week edition. It's Friday the 12th of September. Let's head on into New South Wales. And Liverpool councillors have called for an extraordinary meeting seeking to suspend the council's chief executive Jason Breton, according to the Sydney Morning Herald. The paper reports that 2 councillors have submitted the motion and that at least 5 of the 11 councillors are expected to vote in favour. The move follows allegations made at a public inquiry into the council that Mayor Ned Manoon solicited a $1,000 donation from a property developer to help fund a failed local government run by Mr Breton. The motion calls for Mr Breton to be immediately suspended and replaced by Community and Lifestyle Director Tina Bono as acting CEO, and for the allegations to be referred to ICAC for investigation. No extraordinary meeting is yet listed on the council's website. Meanwhile, the inquiry into alleged dysfunction and maladministration at the council is yet to be concluded. The Mayor of Shoalhaven Council has distanced herself from job losses expected as part of an organisational restructure. Patricia White told the South Coast Register that the restructure was an operational matter being managed by the council executive, although she agrees that reducing wage costs is necessary to improve the council's financial position. The restructure is currently undergoing internal consultation and is expected to result in 50 jobs cut from the structure and the creation of 14 new positions. The Register reported that the proposal has prompted an angry response in the community, much of it directed at councillors, but Councillor White says they've not been involved in the decision-making around the proposed changes. Lismore City Council has appointed Councillor Jerry Hall as Deputy Mayor until August 2028, dispensing with the practice of electing the Deputy for 12 months at a time. The Council also voted to maintain daytime council meetings for the same period. The Lismore app reported that there were 2 nominations for Deputy Mayor, that of Councillor Hall and from Councillor Jasmine Knight-Smith, with Councillor Hall prevailing in a 7-4 vote. There's been a trans-Tasman leadership transition this month as former Gore District Council Chief Executive Stephen Parry has officially begun his tenure as the new General Manager of Walcha Council in New South Wales. Mr Parry served as the CEO of Gore District Council in New Zealand for more than 2 decades. He took up his new role on September the 1st, bringing his local government experience to the small rural community of just over 3,000 residents. The appointment follows the departure of former General Manager Phil Hood, who concluded his service with Walcha Council in June after leading the organisation through several challenging years. Walcha, located in the New England Tablelands region near Tamworth, which maintains a sister city relationship with Gore, represents a similar rural governance environment to Parry's previous posting, albeit with a significantly smaller population base. During the leadership transition, the council's Director of Infrastructure, Lacey Latham, has served as acting General Manager, maintaining operational continuity until Mr Parry's arrival this month. Rounding up more New South Wales Council briefs, due to recent rainfall and wet conditions, Wentworth Shire Council has closed all unsealed roads in the Shire to prevent damage and ensure safety. Residents and travellers are advised to exercise caution, check the road condition report for updates, and to avoid driving on closed roads as it may result in fines. The New South Wales Government has introduced a mutual recognition scheme allowing mobile businesses to operate across multiple local council areas without duplicating approval processes, cutting red tape that previously hindered their mobility. Tweed Shire Council is seeking community feedback on a draft Tweed Head South levee and drainage study, which proposes various measures to reduce flood risk in Tweed Head South and Benora Point. And Regional Cities New South Wales has welcomed an invitation to join the New South Wales Premier's new Rural, Remote and Regional Advisory Council, providing an opportunity for the alliance of 15 regional cities to influence state policy decisions. Now let's see what's making news in other parts of the country. Up to Queensland, Moreton Bay Mayor Peter Flannery has joined with Property Council of Australia Queensland in calling for state government intervention to unlock critical industrial land, aiming to create local jobs for the growing population. They're advocating for a $500 million industrial infrastructure fund, a state industrial strategy, and better data benchmarking as solutions to address the shrinking supply of industrial land in Greater Brisbane, revealed in the No Room to Grow report. The Scenic Rim Olympics Sports and Recreation Advisory Committee is urging reconsideration of Lake Wyaralong as the optimal rowing venue for the Brisbane 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games. Scenic Rim Mayor Tom Sharp said the venue is the natural choice for 2032 due to its existing infrastructure, accommodation capacity and proximity to Brisbane. The committee has highlighted the venue's cost-effective upgrades of approximately $100 million, sustainable accommodation for over 1,600 athletes within a 35-minute radius, as well as the significant long-term economic and tourism benefits for the region. Gympie Regional Council has launched a 3-month community education campaign to promote responsible dog ownership, accompanied by a new inspection program to identify unregistered dogs, which currently represent more than half of all dogs in the region. The council wants to address growing concerns about dog-related issues, such as attacks and wandering dogs, while encouraging the community to comply with relevant animal management laws. The City of Clarence has announced the recipients of the 2025 Clarence Prize, Australia's richest acquisitive furniture design award, worth $20,000. Ash Allen has won the major prize for his innovative piece Beanless, which transforms a beanbag into an heirloom quality design object. The biennial competition also awarded a highly commended prize and an emerging designer prize, with all finalists' works on exhibition at Rosny Farm until October 5. From South Australia, the city of Onkaparinga's acting mayor Lauren Dew has addressed a federal Senate inquiry into South Australia's harmful algal bloom. Councillor Dew said the bloom was having a significant impact on local communities and there's a need for collaboration between all levels of government. The advocacy efforts are part of a broader push for a national framework to address the algal bloom, including baseline data collection and long-term monitoring of the Great Southern Reef. Crime Stoppers South Australia and the town of Walkerville have launched a partnership that encourages residents to report suspicious activities anonymously to help prevent and solve local crimes. The initiative includes locally tailored crime awareness campaigns, social media outreach, and community events aimed at building a more connected and secure neighbourhood. Adelaide City Council has unanimously approved a memorandum of understanding to establish a sister city relationship with Athens, Greece, focusing on collaboration in culture, tourism, innovation and sustainable urban living. The Greek Herald reported that the agreement now awaits approval from Athens Municipal Council and the Greek Ministry of the Interior before being formalised through signatures from both cities. In WA, the City of Nedlands is facing budget challenges after the State Administrative Tribunal disallowed service charges for underground power projects, which were meant to recover costs from ratepayers. The budget had been set by commissioners in August, but was returned to them earlier this month for changes after the tribunal ruling, according to Perth Now. The city is co-funding the power projects with Western Power at a total estimated cost of $7.7 million. And the City of Coburn has doubled the number of its volunteer turtle trackers, working to help protect the southwestern snake-necked turtle during its nesting season from this month through to January. Volunteers undergo special training to ensure the safety of female turtles as they leave wetlands to lay eggs, navigating challenges including roads, pets, predators and climate change. Global report time now, and from the UK, Reform UK claims to have saved millions in its first 100 days running Kent County Council by cutting environmental initiatives and making operational changes. The Independent reported that opposition parties are disputing the claims and have characterised the Reform UK administration as clickbait and chaos that takes direction from party leader Nigel Farage. They've drawn criticism for the use of divisive rhetoric about migrants and LGBTQ plus issues while removing Pride and Ukraine flags from buildings. And they're accused of creating a hostile work environment which is deterring people from working for the council. A new report by Audit Wales has identified poor behaviour and fractured relationships between elected councillors and paid officers at Wrexham Council. BBC News reported that the report calls for urgent changes to prevent undermining the council's work. Despite previous recommendations, insufficient progress has been made to address critical governance issues, with ongoing tensions including councillors not trusting officers' advice and publicly criticising them, while training sessions face poor attendance from councillors and last-minute cancellations by officers. In the US, Seattle City Council has voted this week to expand the city's surveillance camera network, approving new CCTV installations in 3 additional areas of the city. The controversial measures passed with a 7-2 vote on Tuesday, despite significant public opposition, according to Fox 13 News. The expansion will also allow Seattle Police to access traffic cameras operated by the Department of Transportation through their real-time crime centre. More than 120 people signed up to speak against the ordinances during public comment, with the ACLU among several organisations voicing concerns about civil liberties. The council has included privacy safeguards, limiting data retention to 5 days unless needed for investigations, and has specifically prohibited cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. From Canada, Ottawa City Council has approved a hiring freeze at City Hall, capping the size of the municipal service at 17,105 employees, with exemptions for essential services like paramedics and firefighters. CTV News reported that the council also directed staff to draft the budget with a maximum 3.75% increase in property taxes and transit fare increases up to 7.5%. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe said the budget would be tough and some very difficult decisions would be required. And Wellington City Council has adopted New Zealand's first comprehensive rainbow action plan, aiming to ensure the city's operations champion and celebrate rainbow identities across public spaces and internal practices. The plan addresses inequities faced by the LGBTQIA+ community in Wellington, where 11.3% of adults identify as rainbow LGBTQIA+, more than double the national average. You've been listening to the Local Government News Roundup, edition number 490, recorded on the morning of Friday, the 12th of September 2025. If you have comments or feedback about this episode, you can send us an email to lgweeklynews@gmail.com, and you can find out more, including story links, at lgnewsroundup.com. The podcast is brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government, and it's recorded in the city of Greater Geelong, Victoria, on the land of the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We come your way every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Another edition comes your way on Monday. Until then, thanks for listening, and bye for now. The VLGA is offering a special councillor professional development intensive series. Partner with 3 other councils and save more than 50% off the minimum cost of completing all 13 modules in Year 1. The intensives will be held over 3 days. They're cost effective, time efficient and promote the benefits of peer-to-peer and face-to-face learning. In addition to the intensives and in recognition that every council has different needs, the VLGA also offers bespoke training options, both online and in person. A faculty of facilitators will work with you to customise a program that responds directly to the unique professional development needs of your council. To find out more, head to www.vlga.org.au.